Hello and welcome to another video from Atlanta to Dallas Aviation. Today's show, sorry it's been such a long time since I put a video up. As you might be able to hear in my voice, I was sick last weekend, and before that I have reason to believe my desktop computer is about to crap out on me. So I've been spending time trying to back up files and things like that. So I haven't really had time to put anything together or put anything up since Valentine's Day. So with that said, today's video is sort of a 1/200 scale video, but it's also about a new home for those 200 scale models. What you're seeing right now is my sort of large display cabinet. Mostly what's in it is my 400 scale models, and not even close to all of them. So I had 3 shelves that had 200 scale models on them, and I have finally bought another display cabinet to put the 200 models in. That display cabinet is a little bit smaller since I don't expect my 200 scale collection to grow a ton. So I wanted to clear off three more spaces to be able to put my 400 scale models in my existing cabinet. So this on the table are my basically the prefab die-cast metal 200 scale models that I have now. Some of the stuff you're seeing on there is actually wide body 400 scale models, but just ignore those. We're going to take a look at my small but mighty collection. And I also have on that bottom shelf down there, so on that bottom shelf you can see a couple of classic Delta widgets and in an MD90 that's just white. That one is not finished. The other 2 are finished, but they're kind of old, so and they were kit models. So the one furthest from you is actually the Spirited Delta on the 767-200, and he's starting to yellow. I do actually have another kit. As long as the decals aren't dead or dried up, I might be making a new one, and maybe I probably won't scrap that model, but I'll probably try to make something else out of it. And then the other one is the other classic widget down there is a 767-300 that I used aftermarket decals for, but that model has been through several moves, and even though I put a gloss coat over it to try to protect it, the decals are kind of deteriorating. So, but those will be moving into the new cabinet also, so I can have that bottom shelf for 400. Let's see. You can see kind of an empty shelf there. I had already taken my 200 models out of that one, and that was my Delta, both classic widget and current widget was on that shelf. And then at the very top, ooh, okay, there we go, very top, if you can tell, that's where my AirTran Southwest and Alaska fleet was. So that will make room for some more 400 models to go in that cabinet. And Excuse the shaking. I'm about to turn y'all around so you can see the new cabinet. Alright, new cabinet. There we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. You're going to see the back of my chair, no doubt, that I was sitting in. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Get that out of the shot. So, as you can see, this, or maybe you can see, this is a shorter cabinet, and it basically is 3 shelves. I could put something on top also. So it's not near as tall, but it will have all my 200s in there, so I can have space for my much bigger collection, which is 400. So that's where the new home for the 200 scale die cast and the kit models I have, that's where those are going to go. I do have some random models that are like Skymarks and things like that, but I don't really display those because I'm kind of a model snob, and I like, even though they're a lot less expensive, sometimes they don't even have gear on them and all that good stuff. So let's get to this. I hope I'm in a good position here where I won't have to move around too much. So the first model is this Delta DC9-30. Older livery, not the sideways widget, which is kind of cool, but older livery, because you can see we have a little black nose and then the glare shield just below the cockpit windows. So this is a little bit older than what it was when it finally got retired. Okay, the second model on a stand right here is that is MD88, and right below it, this little one, this ASA, this is an Embraer 120. That was the main airplane that airline was flying when I got hired with them in 1988. Below that one, you see, sorry, it's kind of obscured, but you see the Alaska 737-700. I don't remember what that livery was called. I swear I've seen people call it Script or something, or Ice or something like that. But anyway, that's the previous livery to the livery that they have now. Back there in the back is Freedom 1, Southwest 737-800 in Freedom 1. Sorry we can't get a really good look at that, but that's what is right there. On the stand right here, that is Southwest in Heart livery 737-800 and split scimitars. Alright, this is on a stand. Okay, so this is Delta Current livery upward and onward, or is it onward and upward? I can't remember. I can't remember which way it goes, but he's on a stand, and this is A220-300. Behind him on the stand is the AirTran in its final livery 737-700. And we're moving over. Next one probably going to be a little bit no, not too obscured. Alright, so the backbone of the AirTran fleet, the 717, right back there, also in its final livery. let's see, here on the ground, we have an ASA. Again, my first commercial carrier that I worked for, even though I grew up a Delta brat. This is ASA, Canadair, Canadair or Bombardier. It's Bombardier, I think. CRJ 200 in the original livery that ASA took delivery of this aircraft in. The Ron Allen, and only because I worked for ASA did I get this. This model was actually an NG model, and unfortunately it came without the top antenna. But this is going to be the only Ron Allen that I get. Well, I might get another Ron Allen if a different registration number of this aircraft comes out, but I'm not a fan of the Ron Allen livery. As a matter of fact, it's probably my least favorite of all Delta liveries, not just things that have been since the classic widget, but I even like some of the really old-timey liveries more than this one. So it's likely that this is my only 200 scale Ron Allen. And then behind that one, also on the ground, is the A220 100 or CS 100. That was Gemini Jet's first release. So I can't remember if the box actually said CS 100 or if it said A220 100. But that's what that one is. And then on this stand, well, actually, let's get the one that's is he focused? He doesn't look focused to me. Alright, so back there, also on the table and not on a stand, is Delta Classic widget livery on MD90. We'll have to zoom out here for the next one. Alright, pretty much the pride of my collection, even though I prefer the widget livery, the classic widget livery, that is. This is Delta's new flagship, the A350-900. I don't have this in 400 scale. So actually I have this in 400 scale, but it's the version that doesn't have all this stuff written on the nose or under the cockpit window. So the Delta Spirit is what this one's called. It's got some more things like greatest employees or something on it. But I got the 400 scale version that I have was the first release that Gemini Jets put out. So it didn't have that on there, but I didn't want, but when they did release it, I didn't want a second 400 scale of the same registration number just because it had something new on it. So I compromised and said, okay, well, I don't have it in 200 scale, so I'll get the new version of 102 Delta November in the 200 scale. So that's how that one came into my fleet. And sort of behind that, I am going to move this. So excuse the... Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is a 767-300 from Gemini Jets in the classic widget livery. And just a little bit of knowledge dropped on you. Back here in the back, where the cheat line ends at the horizontal stabilizer, when this plane was, not this particular plane necessarily, but when this plane first started arriving at Delta, that cheat line went all the way back to the back, all the way almost to where the APU exhaust is. And as they went in for whatever maintenance check they go in where they actually get repainted, they started to just cut off that cheat line right at the horizontal stabilizer. So that's a little bit of story with that. And actually, because I like this livery better, even though this is a more awesome airplane, this is way better livery in my opinion. So both of those fight for being the prize of my collection. Let's see, and then I have two hiding back in the back, and they're both southwest, so I'm gonna do a little bit of jogging here. Woo! Alright, so there in the back, the southwest in the back there. Let me get this adjusted so I can zoom in. Alright, so there's a southwest in the Heart livery. That's the 737 MAX 8. And then, yeah, that other one is obscured big time. So, excuse my jiggity jog here. Okay, there it is. Canyon Blue, 737-800. And that one is, ooh, alright, you're not going to focus, are you? Are you going to focus there? I would like to read the thing on the nose there. Well, it's not going to get close enough. Maybe you can see it if you're seeing it on a screen large enough, but that's Warrior 1. I actually found that at a hobby store. They happen to have one. Unfortunately, it was damaged. They weren't advertising that it was damaged, but it was damaged. The nose wheel was broken off, and I tried to fix it several times, but it just wouldn't stay. So that's why he's on a stand with his gear up. And he's like a rocket ship on his stand, and the little stand hole is kind of messed up a little bit, so it doesn't allow it to sit on the stand like it should. But this angle, it doesn't actually look all that bad. But anyway, so I think I showed you all my 200 scale models. Do a different angle here. All right. And again, they're going to be going into that display cabinet to free up space for my 400 scale and my bigger cabinet. And it'll be just fine. So that'll do it for this video. If you like it, please subscribe and click the like button. Yeah, so the thumbnail will probably be a picture of my 200 scale models in that cabinet. I would just turn off the camera and then combine it in Clipchamp, but Clipchamp in my desktop aren't agreeing, and I don't think I'm going to be able to put those videos together and I don't think I want to do 10 minutes of me placing my models in that cabinet. So with that said, I bid you farewell and see you in the next video.